You gotta throw some mixed signals now. You gotta throw them off the scent.
It's like when you accidentally post something to your IG story, and then you have to post a lot of stuff to cover it up.
Can't relate.
I can't relate to this at all, dude.
Either, but that's how you do it.
Yeah, okay, well, all right. Sounds good. All right, gather in, everybody. Huddle up. Let's get this thing going.
We have a show.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the DNVR Nuggets podcast. Live from the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota, the official vehicle of the DNVR. Fellas, Wednesday. You know what day it is?
Hump day.
Hump day. We got a potpourri. Man, this show, I'm telling you, some days it's like there's a central theme. And some days I'm like 20 different things, none of them tie together at all. That's what this day is.
Oh,
potpourri.
Perfect.
Potpourri.
It's
Poo-poo
really
platter.
really funny because we have pooperies upstairs up for grabs in
What's
the
that?
office. You don't know what that is?
No.
It's like a spray, makes it smell less bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's called potpourri?
It is. It's a
That's-
tough.
Yeah, it is a
brand.
tough
Just
branding.
up for grabs in the office.
Yeah, there's just up there
Take
if anyone
one.
needs some. And to be honest, I do.
I do think it'll be a fun show, though, today, which is always fun. You get the middle of the week. You were like too far from either weekend. You got to have a little bit of fun, lighten up. I got Brendan Vogt here.
What's up, guys? I am dressed like I just played golf. That's an accident. I did not play golf. Just juiceless today. Just unsalted chicken.
You golf guy, juiceless to you?
I'll just keep it moving. I don't
All
have
right,
enough
let's keep it.
goodwill
I
for
mean,
this.
you could. That was an easy yes.
Yeah, yes.
Over here, I got Harrison Wind.
Fellas, excited to be here today. Excited for this topic, even though it is a poo-poo platter of topics.
Man, we're burying the story here, though, man. Last night, because the video's not out, but we'll just tease that we had a really good time at Fire on the Mountain. Well, bad time.
Yeah.
Type 2 fun.
Yeah,
Type 2 fun.
it was great until the Hefe.
Dude, I texted someone. I was like, "This is what we're doing," and they were like, "Oh, you got the Hefe?" And they're like, "I love that."
No
just
way,
eat it.
somebody just loves
They
that.
just eat it.
Nobody loves that.
Well, everyone's going to call us
they were
such
being
wusses.
so
Nobody
serious,
loves
dude.
that.
Let's not tease. We'll just tease it, but we won't give away too
right.
much. Our top story here coming into today. I made it the top story. It has been announced. The new crew at Altitude. You guys see this?
Actually, no. When did this happen?
Did you not see it? Man, I think I just closed my thing. Let me look for it again. 'Cause
Just breaking news here?
Breaking news. Altitude has a new broadcast team, and the queen of the Denver Nuggets, Katie Wingy, has been elevated to
Hell
color
yeah.
commentary. Just pour one out for Katie Wingy. We really do have just we're all lucky here in Denver to have Katie Wingy. It's a long road in sports, man. As you watch it, she's done a lot of really cool jobs. Obviously, has been very successful, but she will now be the voice, the color commentary voice of the Denver Nuggets.
Put the hours in. Beloved in the community. Knows her stuff.
Hoops knowledge.
She's good at it. Friend of the show. Friend of ours off the show. Congratulations, Katie Wingy. Long time coming. Obviously, a couple of legends there that were in the seats, and now it's your turn to become one. So congratulations. We're stoked for you.
I think she's going to do a great job of it. And there is something weird. We're going to get to the rest of the crew here in a second, but there is something weird. We're in the middle of an era. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it would have been weird to me. And I think I would have been bothered if the broadcast team would have been completely people outside of the situation, because how can you possibly know the story?
Oh, totally. That's
You
a
know
great
what I mean?
point. That's a great point.
Yeah.
How could you possibly know? I've just been researching up on what's been going on with the. No, you can't research up on it. You either experienced it
You
or you
either
did
know
it.
it or you don't, man.
Yeah.
That's something I loved about Marlo and Hastings
Right.
when they were here for all
100%.
those years, man. They were here from the beginning.
100%.
But, Katie's in that category too. And I think she now becomes the third female analyst on a regional NBA broadcast, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And I mean, she knows her shit, man. Katie's one of the best in the game right now. So I'm really excited to see her on the broadcast every game.
That last angle is cool because Katie, Altitude's been good at this, but I think Katie's a large reason why. She's also sort of plugged into the kind of internet fandom at large. So these things that we love to celebrate, they're in her lexicon.
Yeah. Some of the words and terminology and stuff will leak in, just the culture. I think it's great. And like you said, I think it is cool that she's the third female broadcaster or whatever it is in the NBA. But the truth is, I just think she's good. So
She's just, yes.
and I know that's not what you mean, but I'm saying I just am happy that she's part of it.
Very good.
They add to her though with a new play-by-play caller, and it'll be Noah Reed, who comes over from ESPN, NBC Sports, Fox Sports. He is a college basketball and football play-by-play guy.
Yeah.
Worked his way up. Don't know anything about this guy. Good-looking dude.
Is he?
Yeah,
That's a good start.
handsome guy.
Nice.
Face for TV.
Well,
He's got like very white teeth, very clear smile.
No, we should have him on sometime. Get to know him.
We got to
We
get him
should
on,
play
man.
that clip right to start.
I think
Good-looking guy.
Yeah.
good-looking
First
guy.
note.
If we like his teeth a lot, welcome Noah Reed.
I will say, man, and Chris Marlowe is just one of my all-time favorites. Like it is weird, and we did this when obviously they were let go, that a lot of play-by-play guys, color commentary is like insight and personality and all this stuff, but play-by-play is weird because it's a little bit more down the middle, but there is a very thin line between you're too boring, like you're just down the middle, you have the voice and the inflections that almost feel fake and this or that, fake energy I would call it, and maybe too disruptive. And I think Marlowe, to me, was a guy that did a great job for many, many years, really narrated the Denver Nuggets for 2 decades. And he both had the great, clear voice, squeaky clean, himself a handsome devil.
I mean,
come on. One of those handsome men to ever live.
Yeah.
One of the most handsome men of all
Look at the
time. But on top of that, he had a personality that was just perfect. Like he towed that line so perfectly, in my opinion. And so, there's no Reed, don't know anything about him, but along with even Hastings, just big shoes to fill with old Marlowe, who's kind of been
Huge
like
shoes.
our uncle.
For sure, yeah. Big shoes, particularly for Scott Hastings. Very, very big shoes for sure. Like literally, he is just a massive guy. But no, Noah Reed. If anyone knows Noah Reed, by the way, you never know. Big community. We'd love to get Noah on the show. So just
We'll
plenty
get
of
him,
those
I'm
seats
sure.
early.
We'll
How
get him
about
on the
that?
show.
Yeah.
We're not done. Vic Lombardi will still be hosting the show, of course. Vic, the Denver legend, in my
course.
opinion, number one of my lifetime Denver sports media personality. And then you get Jason Richardson, which is an interesting one because he has no attachment to Denver, but he was a great dunker and a pretty good NBA player for a long time.
yeah. I mean, interesting, man. I think he was on the broadcast for one game last year, maybe in studio or something.
I don't even remember this.
Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah, he did. Got a couple.
But yeah, a guy with NBA experience for sure. Excited to see what he's got to say.
I don't even know his like perspective or takes or personal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't really remember seeing him anywhere, but NBA player.
Yeah, for sure. An NBA, very interested in that case and his perspective on the modern game. But yeah, he has had a couple of I think starts, so to say, in this position.
It is a little weird though. I will say though, just the broadcast is how you experience. I'm such a big, just think about media and stuff. And it really is a show. There's the game, which is obviously the highlight of it, but how it's presented is so important. And I'm pretty critical or just at least think about these things a lot. And it is a big change, man. I mean, Vic is the mainstay, but it's 3 completely new or mostly new people now, and it will be interesting because we're in the middle of an era.
I mean, the Nuggets
pivotal moment.
The Nuggets thing, it's weird because Aaron and Jamal and Jokic are still here, but the Nuggets operation at large has changed over in a lot of ways. It's just
Tim Conley leaving felt weird, like something had left. Michael Malone, big time, I would say something had left.
I mean, we it's plank
Michael Porter.
plank by plank, so you don't always see it. But we, in our time covering this team, have seen between on the court and altitude in the broadcast, we've seen a lot of changes. It's strange to think about.
Well, we'll check it out. We're only a couple weeks away, really, from getting to hear them call a game. There's a lot of smoke now, man, around this DeMar DeRozan thing. And we've talked a lot about, do you want him or do you want? But I thought it might be worth us actually exploring now the basketball idea behind it because we've just talked around the idea. And let's just imagine for a moment. I told you yesterday I'm leaning more towards the idea that I think Peyton Watson might be just a sign and trade, Denver collecting assets rather than kind of committing to him long term for a variety of reasons. But we'll see if that's how it plays out. If you were to lose Peyton Watson, and let's say you just got back an asset, maybe Denver doesn't want a bunch of stuff back. They get mostly what they get back is a draft pick capital. And then they add DeMar DeRozan, who effectively replaces Peyton Watson as your bench wing type player. What is his role in Denver? What does it actually look like, what is he bringing to the team?
I would compare DeMar DeRozan's role here, if he does sign in Denver, to the role Russell Westbrook played. Not from a point guard, ball handling, energy perspective, but from a guy coming off the bench that can have really high usage and
Sixth
just
starter.
command attention, 6 starter in a way. Because I look at this bench and how it's shaping up. It might be one of the worst benches in the Jokic era. It really might be. They are so lacking scoring, just a alpha guy off the bench right now. You think of what it could look like. Tyus Jones, Julian Strawther, Alpha Diallo, Spencer Jones, Marvin Bagley. I mean, this is not good.
Yeah. Bagley can score, but I mean,
especially on the offensive end.
Yeah.
Even though those guys might be more offensive players, a lot of them.
to be honest, on the defensive end, I'm not in love with it either. You're talking about 3 guys that I think are below average or negative defenders.
So I think if DeMar DeRozan was here, he would be an absolute lifeboat for this bench and soak up a lot of the attention and just the responsibility in a way that Russell Westbrook did.
So your point here, because I'll agree and disagree. Westbrook, when he was on the bench, non-Jokic minutes, it was like, we know what our identity is. It's Russ.
Yeah.
And everybody is fitting in around him. The difference for me, Vote, is that Russ was so good with Jokic. And when I think of Russ in Denver, I actually think more of Russ with Jokic than Russ without him.
Yeah, for sure.
And DeRozan is the one where I'm just not sure. Like, is he a good fit next to Jokic? Does he have a clear role? Is that something we like? I think the bench part, you're absolutely right. They need something.
I would actually just look at him as bench offense. I don't even, obviously he'd get some minutes with Jokic, but I don't think that would be like optimizing either player necessarily. Because DeRozan is just this on-ball bucket getter. It is interesting. There are these margin ways in which he's a really poor fit, right? Like you get worried about the defense and all this stuff. And, you know, he's certainly not helping with the age athleticism discussion. At the same time, there is a threshold of looking around on the bench and going, okay, who puts the ball in the hoop? Right?
It'd be so obviously him if he was here. There would be no question.
And at the moment, there's a little bit of like, well, depending on what happens with Peyton, we'll see what Julian Strawther can do. And I do think in that sense, DeMar is an easy, better answer.
Yeah, and he's still good. He's 36 years old. You know, he can still get buckets. The only the thing I would worry is, like I said, I don't know about the Jokic minutes, and I don't think he's coming here to play 13 minutes a game if he came here. So you're really looking at a guy that's probably playing 13 without Jokic and another 10 with him minimum. And that's just, and then there's another question, which is there any world where he is a closer? Like, is he like Westbrook too good to just be a surefire, you come out at the end of game guy?
He would definitely be a candidate to close games for sure.
In order of most likely.
Christian Brown, Aaron Gordon, maybe, depending on his minutes.
Not Cam Johnson?
I mean, I think a candidate against all 3 of those guys, game to game. He would be, yeah.
Although reportedly, DeMar is looking for more than a minimum.
Yeah.
I mean, so am I.
So yeah, for sure. If it obviously, so this is like another guy where you can look at all the ways that it doesn't fit, but then you just go, yeah, but if this guy slides to a minimum slot, you kind of need the talent, I think.
You have to do, I mean, obviously for the right price, he is a must-get guy. He is like a Westbrook in that I don't think there is a let's figure it out and let's see who grows throughout the course of the season. Not that that's a good thing, because I do think you want some certainty, but it also might even be limiting when we talk about guys like Julian Strawther and some of the other guys where you're like, yeah, all year we know what we're doing. We're giving him the ball in the elbow, and we're kind of playing off of him.
Who are your outlets right now, you know, outside of the Jokic-Murray 2-man game? Because I think, you know, after the playoffs, we all thought we need more outlets. We need more options here. I mean, that is a very defined, easy to see option on offense to create some stuff outside of, you know, your bread and butter.
There's no question, man. I think I'm talking myself in a little bit more to this. Again,
I'm 100% in.
Oh, if you could get him for a minimum, I just think you would have to. You would have to.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. He also fills in the Jeff Green role in a weird way that this is something I just don't really wrap my head around, but the players have all said it over and over again, is that they wanted to win one for Jeff Green. And I do think
Ish Smith and
DeAndre.
That was like real.
It's like a real thing. And I do wonder if DeRozan just being 36 and there's a little thing of like, you know what, man, this is a guy that's maybe not a tier 1 legend of his generation, but he is a guy that I think all players respect and look up to.
Although can also just, you know, want it anyway, you know?
Yeah.
Just, please.
Well, that's what was so funny about.
Want it for yourself?
Dude, that's what was so funny about Jeff Green and those guys that year is you're like, you haven't won one either. What do you mean you wanted to win it for Jeff?
Guys, it might be your only chance too.
Are you kidding me? Like, get out of here.
Thankfully, they did lock in.
So I would say that I think this is a you have to do it, but I wouldn't say that if they signed DeMar DeRozan, I would consider the bench solved. I would just say, well, at least they have an identity, and I'd be less worried about it for sure. And might work out. But I would be very curious how DeRozan and Jokic work together in their combined minutes.
You are right in the fact that it's not the easy basketball fit that Westbrook was. Westbrook and Jokic, man, that was
electric.
That was pretty phenomenal.
Electric.
It really was electric, man. When you just think about it and even go back and watch some of the highlights, DeMar DeRozan and Jokic, they're not going to have that same two-man game. They're going to be more individual in their roles.
Yeah. All right, let's take a break. On the other side, we have more team bonding in Europe, you guys. D-Line's going to have to tune out for this one.
More team bonding.
The new team is bonding.
New team is bonding.
And
It's just marriage bonding in Europe anyway.
And by the way, we also have a new owner going bankrupt.
Oh, great. Perfect.
Shout out to Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. I think we actually just picked up our DNVR Toyota truck for Broncos season. Can't wait for that. Can't wait for Broncos tailgates. But if you need a car, if you're in the market, Toyota, they are the car for you. Trucks have always been a part of their DNA, but man, they have everything. If you're in Colorado, if you're driving somewhere else, the highways, the city, the mountains, Toyota has something for you. They offer more low and zero emission vehicles than any other automaker, giving customers numerous choices to reduce their carbon footprint. They've got 16 different hybrids to choose from. They've got the Land Cruiser also. They've got the Tacoma. They've got 17 different models with available all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive like the 4Runner. So no matter what type of driving you do, especially if you're in Colorado though, check out Toyota SUVs like the RAV4, the Grand Highlander. So many awesome options that can fit your whole family. So make sure to visit your Front Range Toyota stores, a location near you, AutoNation Toyota Rapple and Centennial, Four Winds Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain State Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of the Denver Nuggets. It's also the official vehicle of DNVR. Let's go places. Also right now at Raising Cane's. Raising Cane's and Megan Maroney have done it again. After all the excitement, comments, and demand, now's your chance to head to Raising Cane's and grab the limited edition Cloud9 Pink Sparkly Cup, available for a small upcharge with the purchase of any combo. Enjoy your hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers, salty crinkle-cut fries. Wash it all down, with a fresh squeezed lemonade. Make sure to get some of that buttery Texas toast in there as well. And you can have that lemonade in a Cloud9 cup inspired by Megan Maroney's Cloud9 tour. This is one you don't want to miss. Head to your local Raising Cane's. Upgrade your next chicken finger meal in style. The best chicken fingers out there. Those crinkle cut fries are incredible as well. That lemonade, maybe the most underrated thing at Raising Cane's. And of course, you can get that Cloud9 cup from Raising Cane's. So check it out next time you stop in. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Did you have something?
Nothing. I was going to get mad at the chat, but we're just coming back. I'm going to take a second.
Yeah, who cares, man? People
That's why I
are
took a breath.
angry, man.
That's why I took a breath.
People are just angry. Back here, segment 2, DNVR Nuggets podcast. We're talking Nuggets topics here. The Los Angeles Lakers are in turmoil.
Again?
Well, still, I would say, or not again, still. But it is not affecting the players and their noble leader, one Luka Doncic, who is chartering a plane for all 14 of his teammates to go to Slovenia, according to Ramona Shelburne. There are gift bags. There's a bunch. They're going to fish in a lake. They're going to, I guess, where else would you fish? They're going to go golfing.
Nice.
They're going to do a whole bunch of activities, and it's 5 days.
Damn,
The
week
lake.
long.
I'm telling there are things. You watch the NBA long enough, you see little trends that I don't remember teams doing this kind of team bonding.
No.
Remember Jameer Nelson's paintball? That was one afternoon and it was a big deal. Now it's like they're trying to top each other in excursions.
Yeah, it is. It's now become a self-aware thing.
It is. It's so hilarious.
So D-Line is now partially correct.
Circling back
to be correct.
Next time it's going to be sponsored by Emirates.
Oh, God, you're so right. It's going to be something being sponsored.
Presented by Emirates.
Yeah.
It does feel like an organic thing that the brand got a hold of.
It's so
you
true.
know what I mean? But I do, again, also good, and I wish the Nuggets were doing this.
Can you?
I'm kind of jealous, man. I feel like We need to go on one.
You want to get a chartered flight to Slovenia? I mean, me too.
Just somewhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
We just went to the mountains.
I know. Yeah.
It didn't count. It didn't do it for
I need
you.
something better.
Slovenia is beautiful. It's like way more
Have you
beautiful
been
than
to
you
Slovenia,
think.
Cal?
I have.
Oh, spent a lot of time there?
No, but like I went there for a weekend once.
Nice.
Yeah, how was it?
Nice.
It was actually gorgeous. It's covered in mountains and like these rolling green hills. It's like a very beautiful country.
Yeah, don't doubt it. Don't doubt it one bit. Anyway, again, big deal, but you're right. My take is that it's a little self-aware.
Do we know how? Do we have a list of who's going?
All 14 players.
All 14?
Oh yeah, everybody
Wow.
on the roster is going out there chartered. Again, he bought a plane. He's like, yeah, you got like a little Uber. What's
Right.
the Uber one you share? You got one of those basically, but it's a jet that he's going to fly everybody out to Slovenia.
Yeah, that was like when my finance bro cousin introduced me to his girlfriend who had gotten there by an Uber helicopter.
What?
You know, you can do that.
You can do an Uber helicopter?
Yeah, you can. Well,
There's a whole level
you
of
and
wealth I don't.
can't,
Yeah, I was going to
but
say
my
I don't even
cousin
know about
can.
these things.
Yeah. That's actually really cool. All jokes aside, even like everything we just talked about is
Yeah.
kind of real. The entire team, that's a big
They
deal.
probably do need to do it considering it's an entirely different team.
Exactly.
They've got to play the name game.
I know.
Say a fun fact about yourself.
It's never going to happen. I do like the idea, though, that it keeps getting longer, 5 days. Like, pretty
Yeah.
soon we're going to have a 2-week excursion or something like that.
LeBron has taken the entire 76ers basketball staff.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody. Not going to happen for us. Here's a question for you guys, because it's just been a topic in like my circle and my algorithm. Is Nike really struggling? You guys see stock way down. Nobody buying it, and it's everybody's coming out and saying the kids don't find Nike cool. I'm 42, so I'm in the Nike generation. To me, Nike, it's still to me a prestigious brand. But I'm curious, you guys are young. Is Nike not cool anymore?
Definitely used to be young for sure.
It's lost a lot of its luster for sure. For sure. It just, I mean, a lot of Nike was the, Jordan mystique for a while.
Totally, man. Tiger Woods too. Like
Tiger Woods.
Go from Jordan to Tiger.
LeBron, as these, foundational athletes fade.
Yeah.
I think Nike's just faded with it a little bit.
Very anecdotal, but my 13-year-old cousin did make fun of me for wearing Jordans on vacation.
that's
I
just
mean, yeah, Jordans are a little too much for us now.
really Jordans, like just the
They're
idea
like
of
not
Jordan
cool.
shoes.
Kids don't think they're cool.
They're not cool to wear anymore. Yeah.
Wow.
Listen, I would not know. When people tell me I look cool, it's because I'm wearing like a wool coat.
Yeah.
So I
yeah.
don't. You're asking the wrong guy.
I just found this one as an interesting one that
Like,
Nike.
who is Nike's guy right now?
You're right about this part. Like, I don't know the athletes that they've picked.
And is it-
The fact that you would have to ask that question.
Is it Adidas that has Ant? Because I think
Yeah,
of Ant's
yeah.
campaign right now, top of mind.
Yeah.
Nike would have Wemby, right?
They missed
They
out.
do.
They had a
Wemby.
cold spell run there, like missing out on Steph Curry, and remember the story behind him and how they kind of insulted him basically through it all right before he became a superstar. I mean, I'm sure it's a million different factors, but I just was kind of surprised that Nike, which to me was the juggernaut brand of my childhood. It was like the coolest thing you could do.
Yeah.
And they really aren't that synonymous, but I didn't know if it was less because monoculture's gone away.
I mean,
and there's
maybe.
more
That's a good- that's an
options.
There
interesting
has been a
point,
whole
yeah.
thing where like the signature shoe just does not carry much weight anymore.
Yeah.
Like that used to be a massive thing with the LeBrons and Kobe's back in the day. A signature shoe just doesn't have that big of an impact on society like it used to.
I also think they got to this. I actually think this is a weird symptom of the collector culture because shoes became about like owning and getting quickly at drops and not about wearing them out onto the streets and people seeing you wearing them and people being like, that looks cool.
That closes the market almost because you're like,
Yeah.
well, I'm not an obsessive. I just kind of like these.
Yeah,
like,
and you don't
shoes a
even
little
see
bit.
people's shoes because they're in a closet somewhere. But like
Yeah.
it used to be, everyone was wearing this shoe or whatever, and that was
It's just weird.
Durant was also a big signature shoe guy with Nike.
Yeah.
He's phased out a little bit.
My favorite shoe brand though,
Nike.
361. I'm a big 361.
That's why
like-
you wear them
yeah.
so often.
Yeah, well,
why
they
you're
don't
always
make them
wearing
in my
361.
size, unfortunately. So, Ishbia's in the news. The owners are square here. I think the story a little exaggerated from everything I can tell, but seems a little over leveraged at the moment. Made a big bet on basically it says money. Well, I guess it is that it's his stock is down quite a bit. And so all of a sudden he is finding himself in a tight spot. Sounds like it's not a thing that would cause him to pull a Mark Walter and
He doesn't have
jump
to like
ship.
liquidate
Liquidate.
right now.
But I will say this, man. I was thinking about which owners I hate the most. It's just because it's kind of a topic of
Good
discussion.
topic, yeah.
I think Ishbia is my number one, and there is
He's a
something
good
to,
number one.
and part of it is you just hate cockiness almost. And look, man, you get a lot of these owners; they're just so sure of themselves. But Ishbia, Picard of the Nuggets thing, there's something about me him coming in and being like, I'm gonna show everybody how it's done, and here we are, lots of disastrous seasons or just underperformance. And now all of a sudden it's like, all right, I might have to cut back a little bit on some of the things I thought I could gunsling.
Yeah, I mean, he just, to me, has real Wolf of Wall Street energy.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think of him quite in that corner, like that flavor.
Oh, I can
of D-bag.
absolutely see him like got everyone on the floor lined up. He's just beating his chest, screaming and hollering about how they're going to put some people out of business.
Yeah.
You
The
know?
Ishbia arc's so funny because he obviously gets there, says he wasn't involved in assembling that team. Obviously he was. They get Durant, Bradley Beal, that whole thing. It's a disaster. Then to me, it seems like he takes a step back and lets the basketball people work. And they build like a nice, hardworking, real team and have a good season.
Except for he countered this. Remember, because people were saying this, and he was like,
That's
"Okay,
what I was just
you're
gonna
going
say.
there, okay."
And then this offseason, he obviously puts his foot down and gets his Michigan State guy, Miles Bridges. So he's back. He's back to running basketball.
I love the idea that 1 year he let go. And
He
he's
could
like,
only
that's
stay
enough.
away for 1 year, and
That's
now
enough.
he's back.
I also just being like, that. Hey, enough's enough. I have to put my foot down and make sure we get the most loathed player in
That's
basketball.
so true.
I have to do this.
Everybody has to feel bad about this.
Yeah.
All right, top 5 owners you hate the most.
Okay. Ishbia might be one. He's a good one.
Like, if you just think on your, like, who do you like just most? I think it's Ishbia. Is it for you? There's a million reasons you can go here.
Ishbia, like I don't, actively think about this too much. Ishbia, I think is just like, I don't think I'd like Ishbia if he was not a billionaire. Like, you know what I mean? Just like a normal guy. I'd be like, I don't think I like you very much.
You think, just like
he's
something
not,
about him's a little smug.
He's not my cup of tea. A little unctuous, little
Yeah,
wheeling and dealing.
Yeah,
It's
he has
just
a little
not
bit
my-
of like my dad owns a car dealership energy to him.
That's just not for me.
Yeah, but I think but who cares about that? That part of course.
I thought it was cool how much Kroenke cared about. I mean, not Kroenke. Ballmer cared about his basketball team. However, he may be caring a bit too much.
Yeah.
And I do think you should follow the rules.
he might
So
be in
he's
top
out.
5 now.
So he's number 2 or is he?
He's out.
Okay.
Or well,
He's
he's number
in.
2. Yeah, he's in.
Dundon, probably top 5.
Dundon, I think, has really made a big splash here in his first handful of years. I'd say.
Vivek, perennial
Vivek?
top 5.
You hate Vivek?
I mean, I love him
That's what I
because
was
he's
gonna
so
say. Do you
inept.
actually hate him, or you just think he sucks?
Oh, Dolan. Yeah, James Dolan is up there for sure.
Dolan. I'm curious about Dolan. Like, I think it's just because it's East Coast. You come from the region, so it's a little. To me, it's almost too far afield for me to.
Oh,
hate.
yeah. If there, it's like you don't even have to say it.
Really?
Everyone hates him so much, man.
Plays the kazoo. You guys are missing my number 2.
Who's your number 2?
A-Rod.
A-Rod.
A-Rod. And I'll always come back, one, just because of all the other stuff we know about A-Rod, but he always looks like the smuggest person on earth.
Yeah.
And nothing will make me more upset than the time Tim Conley was going there and he couldn't wait for the press release, so he
The
leaked
memo?
the photo of
Yeah.
him where it was like in his glasses or whatever, where you could see the memo on his screen. And you were like, this guy couldn't wait for the team to come out with it. He had to be the one.
Yeah, we do know what A-Rod's about.
We
do
know what he's about,
A-Rod's
man.
However, he was good at baseball. It is kind of
that carries you?
It's just so funny to me though, because of all the places this job has taken me. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, hang on, am I standing next to Alex Rodriguez right now? Like, why is this happening? It's just such a funny little.
Ishbia, A-Rod, Ballmer for me. Dundon was 5. Lacob came in 6. Number 4, though, and this is like, I picked one for every reason. Jerry Reinsdorf is offensive to me.
Reinsdorf?
And he's offensive, not in the direction all these other guys are. I don't really know much about him. It's just, you have the Bulls, man. You have like what should be an iconic franchise, and you just don't care. It's almost more offensive to me. Like whatever sins or whatever things you can quarrel about with an owner, personality, and all this stuff. It's like, well, at least you have one of the coolest things anyone can own, and you don't care.
Right. He is a terrible owner.
Terrible owner, man.
Terrible.
So Reinsdorf to me makes it in here.
He's good in the top 5.
Yeah, for a completely different reason.
Yeah.
That was a fun list to make.
That was good.
Ishbia, though, I just would love it to be just a
Josh
bag.
Harris, he on the list?
Nah, because again, he just seems like a nerd.
Yeah.
That you can hate. I mean, there's a lot of these guys. How many do you actually even know?
That's the thing. I
Should
that
we
was
try
cool.
to name all 30?
Well, I was going through this and I was like, Oklahoma City, I don't remember the guy's name. San Antonio, I always forget as well.
Oh yeah, the Mavericks, the new Mavericks.
The whole
owners.
family is
But except
San
for two,
Antonio.
why do you hate him?
Why do I hate the Adelsons?
Yeah.
buddy.
Oh, I guess
Google
the Adel- I guess the-
Adelsons. You know
okay,
what I
okay,
mean?
the
Yeah.
Adelsons.
They're terrible also.
Yeah.
Whole family San Antonio. Oklahoma City is guy. I'm forgetting the name right now, but the guy obviously that moved them from Seattle. Still that guy.
my take is, I think growing up, you knew about Jerry Buss. You knew about Al Davis, Jerry Jones. Most owners you didn't actually know. There was just never a story. Like the Maloofs became a story because they kind of were one of the first ones to make it a story of themselves and this or that. But most owners you just didn't actually have a take or know anything about.
Strong agree. And that was also true for me, I think, until very recently. Because there's
Last
all this
10
stuff
years
in
or
the news
so?
in the last 5-ish years or whatever.
When did it change? Was it Donald Sterling?
Yeah, that it does feel like kind of the start of like these are characters.
Sterling
now.
was along for so long, and all the stories I guess everybody
Sterling
knew,
and
but nobody
Sarver.
talked about it. It was weird, and now it's like everybody knows the owner of everything. Anyway, those are my least favorite. Let us know yours in the comments.
Fertitta.
Fertitta, tell me
He's really
Fertitta.
had a nice bounce back here. Haven't heard about him in a while.
He's gone into the shadows,
Yeah.
which is, I think, where he belongs.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break. On the other side, Christian
Nice
Brown had a pretty
bounce
interesting interview, and you want to know something? I'm back.
Hell yeah. Hey, athletes, weekend warriors, anyone who loves to move. For those experiencing any sports injury, any type of chronic pain, the Common Spirit Mountain region is home to an incredible sports medicine program, including their new sports center, Common Spirit Health. Right here in Parker, this team of qualified and passionate providers specializes in the diagnosis and the treatment and also the prevention of sports-related injuries for all athletes, including your Denver Broncos players. If they're good enough to work on our Broncos, they're good enough for you probably. Their experts understand the unique demands that your body faces, so you're going to get personalized treatment combining, things like physical therapy, injury prevention strategies, and strength training all into their work. So this isn't just about fixing what's broken. It's about preventative care, performance enhancement, and getting you back to peak condition safely and quickly. That's what Common Spirit Health does. So don't let an injury keep you on the bench, or even better, get proactive about your health. For more information, visit mountain.commonspirit.org. Common Spirit Health, official healthcare partner of the Denver Broncos. Also, new built restoration and construction, licensed general contractors who can help with any project that's big or small, and they're available 24/7. They also truly care about being there for their customers. The over 600 reviews prove that to be true. So they will work with your insurance to make sure a stressful process, like anything that they might have to deal with, is as smooth as possible, because when one of these emergencies hits, you want somebody on your side. You want somebody you can trust. That is new built restoration and construction. Fire damage, water damage, mold removal, repair services, commercial projects. They help with all of that. And the last thing you want to be doing is have one of those emergencies happen and don't know who to go to. So go with somebody that you can trust. New built restoration and construction. When that home emergency hits, new built restoration and construction will be there for you. NUBILT.com. Give them a call, 720-902-7472. Tell them DNVR sent you. They're going to give you $1,000 off your next remodeling project. So fire damage, water damage, mold removal, repair service, commercial projects. If one of those hits, give New Built Restoration and Construction a call.
Hey, back here, segment 3, everybody. Have you guys seen this Christian Brown interview?
No.
That he did? It was actually really good. It was like almost under the radar that it had happened. I can't even remember how it was brought to my attention, but he does it on a channel called Lisa's Locker Room, and kind of a small little channel. And he did an hour-long interview. And I want to just go, because I figure you guys hadn't seen this yet, but I wanted to go through some of the things that had happened, just because I'll spoil the takeaway here. I love Christian Brown, man. I just love him. I hate that he got so much hatred. I get it that fans are both like want to be in these guys' lives, but also analyze them as if they're just like NPCs, basically.
Right.
But a couple things here. I guess he just built a dream house that finished up this year. What would you guess is inside of his dream house?
Oh my God, a giant slide.
Would you really guess that? Because to me, it's the both. You could guess everything.
Basketball court.
There's a basketball court.
What else?
Yeah. You can keep going along this
Golf
this line.
sim.
There's a golf
There you
simulator.
go.
Does
Pool table.
Does he have tennis courts?
Kind of. He's got a weight room.
All right.
Sauna, cold
Sauna,
tub.
cold
You
tub.
know, I was sitting here thinking, not that we really know this guy, but it's just exactly what you would picture in my head what his house would look like.
And in his backyard, he has an exact replica of where the Jayhawks play.
Tons of Kansas memorabilia.
Big Jayhawks guy. I don't know if you guys know this.
What is that arena?
Allen Fieldhouse, Fog Allen Fieldhouse, man.
Thank you.
I was surprised to find out. I just don't know if I've ever heard him talking about this, but he said he was the problem child. Because, it's 3 brothers, and he was saying that he was the one that was always in trouble, and he was the one that was hardest to control, which I think is funny.
Is he the oldest?
He's the middle.
Oh, that's right.
He's the middle child. Yeah. I like this one, though. He's talked about this in some form or fashion, but he really hit it home when he was talking about his arc and just how he was really a nobody, got a chance to play, became a star, moved up, was the worst player on the team, became the star, moved up, just kept doing that. And it really, to me, it was such a stark thing, and it's such a part of his personality in that I think there are a lot of guys in the NBA. In fact, most players, I would say, by the time they're 11, are the best player they'll ever play with until they get to the NBA. And then all of a sudden, it's like, where do you fit? And I really think there is something defining about Christian, even in the moment he's in. If you think about it, he goes to Kansas, then he becomes a star. Then he gets drafted, and he's lower totem pole. Then he moves up to be a good player. Then he's a starter, and then he's getting paid big. Well, this last year kind of represents to me another one of these levels. He got paid big, and now he sucks for $25 million. I mean, he had a terrible year for a $25 million player. And I just look at that pattern, and I go, it's never broken yet. But it is like, okay, he went through the year where he's paid a lot of money but didn't live up to it. But to me, in his mind, I almost imagine how he's feeling about that is like, yes, I've seen this before, but I'm going to be worth $25 million but very soon. I'm going to level up until I become that now.
My favorite part about Christian is that I don't think he's afraid of what you described. I don't think he's afraid of any part of this.
Yeah.
And that I think is really, really important. There are, we've had them all summer. People have them in the chat now. Conversations that we have about the fit that matter. And who is Christian as a player? Really, what's the ceiling of that? What are the deficiencies? But the part of that you just described of he was once valued highly, then paid highly, now he's looked at like one of the worst contracts in the league. I don't think Christian's afraid of the process. I don't think Christian's afraid to be criticized. I think that's why he stood up and spoke so many times lately from the playoffs into the summer.
You were big on this, and I don't know if people picked it up, but all year you kind of talked about in the darkest moments who was there taking the bullets, like front and center, no question, I'll be the guy.
I'll be the guy. Christian actually was doing that, standing up and getting killed for all of these quotes, even some of the better ones.
Right.
And so I that part of him I think matters. When it's not there, it's broken more talented players. So I'm hopeful that the presence of that dynamic can kind of propel CB back to a higher floor.
And he wants to be that guy too. I mean, he came out and said he's the leader of the team.
Right.
Or I think for a lot of those reasons.
And I think people got mad because they're like, you're not the leader, sit down. And I think the broader point was nobody else is standing up.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
So he will stand up.
I'm going to do it, and I'm happy to do it. And I love that about him.
Yep.
It's so cool because like a big part of the Christian Brown story is he's really had to work for everything he's ever gotten, like you were saying, from high school to college to the NBA. And I really do think, you don't get to the level that Christian Brown did. You don't get as good as he did without just really putting in the work.
Yeah.
And he did that all along the way. And it's a big reason why he got the contract. But I do feel like the Nuggets bet on him for a lot of reasons. They bet on him when they drafted him, and they bet on him when they gave him the contract. And I think they did that in large part because they just trusted him as a guy that was always going to put in the work. A guy that was never going to really change because he got the money. And I mean, the injuries really derailed that arc that he was on, I think, if you look back to last year. But I still trust him to be that guy. And I think that was a big reason why the Nuggets paid him like they did, because they trusted him to be that guy, to keep showing up every day, to keep putting in the work and keep getting better. And if it wasn't for the injuries, I feel like he'd still be on that path.
But even I see, and this is the part I'm not so sure about, because I do think the injuries made his year.
And he can get back to that path.
I think the injuries made him artificially bad. But what I would say is, I think it was breaking through to a new level. Now I'm a highly paid player, and he might have had to struggle to that. But the point is I think a lot of guys would become the highly paid player and coast, and we've even seen some Nuggets do this and coast. And I think he probably views the pattern that he's just experienced his whole life of now I have to live up to it, and it might take me a year or two, but I'm going to break through that ceiling too. And like I said, you just see that as part of his identity. He's not even talking about his experience. He's talking about it as identity.
Yeah.
I love this anecdote. And by the way, his talks obviously glowingly about his mom, very involved in his life. She's the one that designed the house, so I don't know how much of this is Christian's.
So it's not going to look like LaMelo's crib.
It's not going to look like LaMelo's crib at all. family didn't let him change AAU teams just because he wasn't playing, which I think is such a great anecdote.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know behind the scenes for all of these blue chip players, there's no loyalty, man. They might be in a different team every single week, and it's like, what do you promise my son? What is he going to be able to shoot as much as I want him to? This or that. He was on a team not getting much run, and mom was like, "You're not changing. Figure it out. Like, get in there.
Go get better."
Yeah, and that is. It sounds simple enough. I'm telling you, very rare trait in the AAU circuit.
And I think the combination of these traits have added up to create Christian Braun. Like, he's obviously, when he's healthy, has some level of an NBA skill set, but it's this stuff.
Yeah.
I really do think that I would think that there's a sense of responsibility in figuring this out that just comes from being a part of a team that's trusted him.
Yeah. I always forget this, man, that he was a COVID college kid. And I think it's one of the most underrated things about this particular generation of players, of just how absurd it is that the most important years in terms of, we talk about a player's arc, his season was canceled. And then he had a year with like cardboard fans, and he just talks about it. And I don't know why. I think about that for Peyton, but I don't ever think about that for Christian for some reason. Maybe because it was discussed before. Don't you think it's kind of a big deal that whole era, we just kind of forget that, oh, yeah, you didn't have a normal experience at all?
Yeah. I mean, and
Season
that
canceled.
year and those couple of years are some of your biggest developmental years also.
Yeah.
And just to get robbed of those is rough.
Here's one of my favorite takeaways anybody has about anything, but you hear it echoed all the time. I feel it personally. He says, Kansas was the best, but interestingly, he wished he experienced more of it while it was happening because everything moves so quickly. Kind of the sentiment of, you don't realize your best days are happening until they're gone or whatever. And he's like, in hindsight, I was always looking forward to what was coming next. And I just didn't, I just love that perspective for him too. It's like kind of, I hope he holds on to that as you go forward. Like, even us, we're going into a year, we're not certain if the Nuggets are good enough to do our thing, but there is something too, like, yeah, but you know what? They're going to call these in 10 years the good old days.
Oh, I've thought about that a lot. I try to keep that perspective with this job actually all the time, because it does turn into a job like anything else at times. But like, especially in 2023, I'm looking around and going, these are gonna, when I look back and go, remember those sick years? It's gonna be these years here. And it's actually the hardest thing in life to embrace.
Oh, could you also imagine how fun college was for Christian Braun?
Yeah, I would think. Yeah, it's a good point, Harrison.
I'm
I'll
not
bet it was pretty
surprised
good.
he wished he soaked it up a little more.
I imagine it was pretty great.
Come on.
I think it was pretty good.
Guy
man.
probably had a top 10 college experience of all time.
Yeah, that's so true, man. Didn't have a golf simulator though. I loved this anecdote, man, that he told. He tells a story about how he'd walk around and everyone would thank him and say, "Thank you for all the memories, like thank you for the team and this or that." And he
Guy
goes,
was a god in Lawrence.
but he would sit there and he goes, and I would just be sitting here thinking, like, no, thank you guys. It was so cool to play. He's like, you don't realize that. Like, you guys were as much to me as I was to you, because playing in Allen Fieldhouse was just the best. And I think people probably feel that without articulating it, but I love that he was like, man, that was my relationship to the Kansas fans, was I felt the exact same way they did, just in reverse.
Yeah,
I think that's cool, man.
I gotta think Kansas, Duke might be the top two that come to mind, just in terms of college basketball experience for a student body and team.
You know, North Carolina,
I think UNC is
North
in
Carolina
that group,
is probably there for me.
Yeah, UNC. I just like Duke and Kansas to me are like, you're living in this bubble in this small ass town where college basketball is the only thing that you think about.
I see what you're
North
saying.
Carolina feels a little more.
It's like Kentucky, where
publicized.
it's an institution. You know, there's like
Kentucky, some of that too, but Kentucky even seems a little more like of a sellout a little bit too, where Kansas and Duke seem like they still have that.
The juice.
Just the old school college basketball juice.
I know what you mean.
I think you might be right about that. I do know what you mean, and I would put
agree.
North Carolina and
I would put
Kentucky in a
UNC in there.
same category, that a different one where you're right, prestigious, but it's almost more institution,
The arena.
than a cult.
Yeah.
And then the sneaky one is
coldness of it, too.
UConn, but it doesn't, I think, have the same sort of cultural footprint in that
You have to
way.
live in
Yeah.
Connecticut.
Well, there's that too.
Me and Christian Braun, by the way, big Midwest guys, because like I'm sure some people would be like, would you rather live in Kansas? And for me, no brainer.
Yeah. For people where I'm from, they're going to Connecticut.
They're like, yeah, I'll take Connecticut. I'm not going out in the middle of nowhere.
Man.
He did talk about that, by the way, in one of the parts where he was just like, I'm not really a big Miami guy or like LA or whatever. He's like, I like actually when we're in the Midwest.
Yeah.
I was like, you're the only one that's like, hell yeah.
This guy just like, no, Kansas is the best place on earth.
He's
What are
like,
you
oh,
guys
we got the
talking about?
Pacers this weekend? Yes. Can't wait to get there.
Yeah.
Sometimes Christian would be like 30 seconds off the floor of a Nuggets game and tweet about the Kansas game. You know what I mean?
Kale, do we have Taco Tuesday? Well, let's take a quick little Taco Bell break, you guys. Live my.
It's Taco Tuesday, and we've got something special. Part of the new Tajin lineup over at Taco Bell. It's brand new. They partner with Tajin to make all sorts of different stuff, including they have the Tajin Cheesy Gordita Crunch, which, look at that too. Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm a big Tajin guy, so I'm very excited to try all this. Also, the Tajin Pineapple Strawberry Freeze, which
I took a sip before we started. It's delicious. It's probably my favorite Taco Bell drink I've ever had.
that is really good.
They have the little Tajin packets too, so I'm putting that inside my taco right now. Let's see how that tastes.
Man, this is really good. It reminds me of like walking down the beach and they have like the fruit with the tahini. It really takes me back. It's good stuff. Get on over to Taco Bell. Try out their new tahini menu.
All right, back here, everybody. Final segment. We're talking about Christian Braun on this really cool interview that didn't really go viral. Maybe we can link it in the comments here, but it just makes me like him. He talks about, and this is another one, man. You don't expect poetry from Christian Braun. You know, some guys are going to give you a little bit more, but I still think the idea behind it. And he was talking about, he was asked his favorite memory of being in Kansas, not winning the championship, not some of the comebacks or the big rivalry games. He talks about a snowy day where he was hanging out with teammates Jalen Wilson and DeJuan Harris.
That's it?
That was it, man. He was
Snowed
like,
in?
just like snowed in and just hanging out together.
That's
This
actually
guy
awesome,
had
man.
an unbelievable college experience, man. His best memories are just like nothing to do with the national championship or anything. It's like, just, hanging out in a house with my buddies.
You guys ready for me to tie this back into another topic from the show that you said they'd all be all over the place? Team bonding matters.
This is all of it. This is it,
Yeah.
man. This
Team
is
bonding
it.
matters. Yeah.
Dude, big team bonding guy, because this is what he talks about. And he even made an interesting comment where he said, at Kansas, the football team and basketball team historically were very separate. But he said that over the course of his time there, his 3 years, the team and some people specifically were making a big effort to make that feel like a group. Like, hey, we're all part of this. And he said that was a big deal. Both teams became very successful, and there was this sense of institutional pride. I think a lot of Duke guys are like, I'm a Duke basketball player. I love Duke. What do you like? The basketball. And it was like, no, there was almost this identity of like all of Kansas now is being lifted up, together by it, which I just thought was a cool little thing.
Kansas also had such a terrible football program for growing up in the Big 12.
Yep.
They were the worst team. It was like them and Baylor, just the worst team every single year. Now they're a little more respectable.
Yeah, I think to the point Wind was kind of making is like you could argue that Kansas college basketball is the epicenter of Kansas culture, period.
Yeah. Oh,
You
are you
really,
kidding?
like,
Are you
honestly
kidding me?
could.
Yeah, of course. It goes back 150 years.
And
I mean,
that's a unique thing. That's really insane.
it really is crazy when you go back. Like Kansas's history, the deep history of it is like pretty. I mean, you get Wilt. You get some really really big names. Across its history. He did contrast it though to the Nuggets, and not in a complaint, but just basically saying it was nothing like that when he got to the NBA. He said he spent a lot of days home alone because like after practice, everyone went back to their families. And he said but he did say that team grew really, really close, and it was a huge reason why they won a championship in 2023. That even though it wasn't like the college thing, which is understandable,
right.
He did say specifically we grew really close as the year went along, and that's why we won. And I just, again, the team bonding thing that we keep joking about, I really do think there's something to that.
And I think my understanding is there was some element of that in the air internally too. Like what happened to that for us? You know what I mean? That maybe has been expressed at times. So I don't know. I don't think it's like out of thin air.
I mean, the funny thing about that Kansas team, it's not like it was one of the best Kansas teams of all time.
Yeah.
It was really a team, just from my memory, that they won. Yeah, they had a lot of talented guys, but they won because they were connected.
Yeah, and tough.
And
he
tough.
talks.
They play defense.
Yeah, he talks about Bill Self. He said that every day he would call them soft in some form or fashion.
Nice.
which Christian loved, by the way.
By the way, the Malone, like,
Yeah, you're
it kind of
right.
works. Well, I heard when Malone got hired, I just heard Christian tell someone in the locker room, he's a great coach. And I was just thinking about this part of it.
at
and I was
Carolina?
like,
Yeah.
this probably works for him.
I
man.
do think different leaders work for different people, and
Yeah.
that the soft thing, like, I don't think you have to just do that. There are players that I think exist outside of that. I just don't think Christian Brown's one.
No, I think it works for him.
You have to call him a little wuss every
like,
day.
"You're
And
right,
he's
you
like,
were
"Yeah."
being
He's
soft.
also a guy that can take coaching too. You know, a lot of guys in the NBA, especially now, you can't coach them like you really want to. Christian Brown is a guy you can coach hard.
Yeah. Oh, totally. I think, in a weird way, I think he
He likes it.
Yeah, like he doesn't like to not
wants
be
it.
coached hard. He needs that. He does say every summer he evaluates his weaknesses and what he needs, but he made this important distinction. He goes, but it's not about my individual skills. He's like, I just ask, how do I complement Jokic and Murray? What skills do I need specifically to complement those guys, which I thought was great. And he said what Tim Hardaway Jr. echoed last year in one of my favorite quotes of the year, where he said, NBA roles are created by figuring out how to make your team's stars' job easier. He's like, that's actually, if you're not a star, you just have to ask yourself, what do I need to do to make them better? Not what do I do to make myself better?
100%. When, to your point, you grew up kind of thinking you're going to be a star. And that's why there's like a whole class of NBA players that when they're hot, they look like, how is this guy not a star? And it's like they're actually right below that threshold.
Yeah.
And because they can't find a role, they're just a bad on-ball guy. Kevin Porter Jr.
Oh, there's so many of the. I mean, my favorite of all time is Rashad McCants, who, like, do you remember he failed out the league miserably? Seems like he was a psychopath, and then he tried to make a comeback like 10 years in, and his comeback, he was like, "Yeah, I'm better than Kobe," and you're like, "Okay, you didn't learn anything.
You didn't learn anything. Yeah.
You're not.
Sean
Nobody,
McCants had one of the prettiest jump shots of all time.
so you were in. You were like, he is better
that
than
North
Kobe.
Carolina team was my favorite college team ever.
I can't believe this is where Sean May, is it?
Yep.
Raymond
Sean
Feldman.
May, Raymond Felton,
Dude, what?
Rashad McCants,
This is
Jawad
my least
Williams.
favorite team ever.
What? What's so bad about that?
These guys are not likable, in my opinion. They did
Why?
win it though.
Sean May, very likable.
Sean May was.
Raymond Felton
Sean
was a
May,
sick college
little
player.
mini Jokic before Jokic.
David Noel.
I also love this one where he says, playing with Jokic, your job is simply to be in the correct place. This is something I've always thought. He says, Jokic always knows where I'm supposed to be, so I just have to recognize the read quick enough.
Yeah, exactly.
love
You're trying to read Yoke's read on where I should be, so
Yeah.
I know where I should be.
I've long said, I honestly, truly believe this about playing with Jokic, and that if you did everything right, you will score every time. The question is always just, did you read it right?
And that's what I think Yoke likes about Christian, and why you'll find that he's constantly passing him the ball is these moments of like, well, you're in the right spot, let's do it.
He also had this great line where he talked about Jokic needs to believe you're a smart player and you'll be in the right place at the right time. Like he has to trust you, but what he has to trust is that you know what the right spot is.
Exactly what I meant.
And I love it, man. I think it's cool. Unsurprising, another anecdote. I think we all knew these things about him, but it was just cool to put them all together here in a very rare interview. He structures his game day down to the second.
Okay.
So on game days, he has a routine that is like unbelievably rigid,
When's his nap?
including when he drinks water or how much water he drinks and
Really?
when. But he is
Wow.
like, nap. I mean, he laid it out. I don't remember what it was, but he laid it out exactly what it was. But it was even dietary, eating time, drinking time, like. And I kind of love it. I'm just like, yeah, I
Remember
love
when
this.
Jamal was telling us about his naps, but we were doing the math on it, and we were like,
It's because
You
he
wake
said
up
he was
right before the
napping.
game?
No, it's because he said he was napping when the All-Star was announced.
right.
It was only like an hour and a half before the game.
You're
was
like, weren't you supposed to be at the arena?
That it is really interesting though, because every player by now has some sort of a game day routine.
Yeah.
Everybody just does.
Okay, go on.
But some guys probably have a very rough game day
Yes,
routine.
yes,
And
yes.
some guys are down to the exact minute.
Right.
It's really interesting to know who is dialed in like that.
Because I think you are right that some people's routine might be
Oh,
eat a
take a
snack,
nap.
take a nap.
I'll have a meal before the game.
Maybe I'll play some video games for a
But
bit.
some guys are like that.
Yeah.
Some guys are like, oh, it's 3:15. It's time for my water. I need 8
Yep.
ounces of water here, just because I know.
Drinking water at the same time is a little crazy.
I love it though. Do you guys remember like the first athlete I ever remember doing this? And I'm sure there were many more that did it before, but just I was a kid. Was Bill Romanowski. And I remember them was talking about
This is when I inject the steroids.
yeah, I think probably had a good set schedule on that. But same thing in that weighing out exactly every little. He had the same amount of protein and same amount of carbohydrates and stuff every day. So he was that. His body literally had no variable.
Which is awesome because he's probably just doing like a bunch of blow and stuff too. And you're like, yeah, man, that'll help.
Is it Wade Boggs that is like 80 years old? It's just way more ripped than anybody else I've ever seen. And then I thought this one was cool. His last little note here is he wants Denver, Lawrence, and Kansas City to all eventually feel his impact through camp, workshop, and community. And I thought he talked a lot about how, he was asked what he wants to do with his money now that he has all of this. And I like guys that are not, some guys it's big plans, for this or that, or even thinking about, the specific philanthropy. He was like, this is for me, my family, and everyone I know. But secondarily, I do want the cities that have taken care of me to also get something out of me. And I just thought it was like a very grounded thing. It wasn't huge proclamations about I'm going to build a hospital or any of that kind of stuff. But it was this idea of what matters to me, my family and friends, and I want to make sure that I give back to the community in some way that they, just because I feel like I owe it. I thought it was cool.
Respect to that opinion always. Respect to that.
That's cool, man.
sentiment.
I mean, Christian's a down-to-earth guy, and I really don't think the contract is changing anything about him. I think he thought that way, in terms of what I would do with the money before he got paid.
However, technically just now getting the money, so we shall see.
That's so true. Yeah, that's a great point. You're right. That
I would
last
agree
year,
with Harrison's. I would agree with Harrison's assessment.
It is worth noting though, because I do think you are right. It is one universal thing is when the money starts to hit, it does. Guys do have. That's the real test of,
That's the point.
And it's overtime. And he was so quick to this last year when he signed, when everyone's like, what are you going to do? And he's like, well, I don't have the money yet. I won't have it for a year.
Right.
So don't talk about me as a $25 million player either.
Yeah. But this summer he did, and he built a golf simulator. Good for him. I will say though, the encouraging thing for me is I do just see that pattern of he's just so used to being in the situation. I think there are athletes that if they had the year Christian had, you wonder how it would destabilize them. Like, oh, now are they in their own head?
Yeah,
Are
totally.
they this? And I think Christian is just like, yeah, this is the pattern. Now I'm on bottom. I'm in a new room, but at the bottom of that room, and I'm just going to rise up to it. And so I'm hopeful, man. I walked away from the interview being like, you know what? I like this guy.
I'm glad we talked about it because I think this is as much a part of the Christian Brown conversation as much as the other stuff that's really at the forefront right now. So
yeah. Any other closing thoughts or closing remarks? Christian Brown, year of Christian Brown. I hope so. God, I hope so.
Browntown. What are his plans for Browntown?
Dude, would it be so cool if you found out that his house actually had like a welcome to Browntown?
The man cave. There's just a sign. You're now in Browntown.
You're entering Browntown. What would your mansion have?
what would my mansion say?
No, what would it? No. Just like he has golf simulator and a gym.
Voting time.
Like what is the thing that would make yours unique?
That's a great question, dude.
Just the same stuff everybody has.
Yeah, I don't know. If
My
I
house
got a
would
good
probably be
answer.
pretty similar to Christian Brown's. Basketball court sounds good. Golf simulator sounds good.
Movie theater.
Sick ass pool sounds good.
So you'd have a
Yeah,
pool.
full-size movie
full-size movie theater or like
That's the way to
personal,
go. Yeah.
whatever, like 20 people. Yeah,
Dude, my neighbor, I went over to his house over the weekend and he had just put in a theater with these giant speakers and stuff. And it was legitimately like, even going to an IMAX or something, I feel like because the speaker, it's such a small
it's right
room
on
or
top of
whatever.
you. Yeah.
And we were watching some scene with explosions and stuff. And I was like, I think this is too much for me, man. It was like almost, what is it called? ASMR, where you hear the, it was almost like that where I'm like, I don't know if I want to hear the bomb this closely. You know what I mean? It was
That's
crazy.
like they have the new 40X chairs now. I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys have ever. And I went to go see that new movie Twisters. That's not new now. And someone brought their child, like a
like that one.
4-year-old.
Really?
But it's 40X for Twisters. This kid's like a
free.
popcorn kernel in there. I had like a parent in a car. I had my forearm out. Like I don't think we wanted it for this one. There's water hitting you in the face.
I think the luxury I would have, the unique one, is the massage chair. You know, you get like a $20,000 massage chair.
I'd have a massage parlor, dude. And my
Mine would be a
Masseuse on
chair
hand
where
at
you're
all
just
times.
sitting in there getting a massage. I love that thing.
pool for sure. But that's like, you don't need that money for that.
Have you ever seen the beds? I think Roy Hibbert owned one that was like 20 feet by 20 feet.
I remember like the Shack one. From
Yeah, the
his
Shaq
MTV
bed.
Cribs.
I think I would like a bed like that. I don't know why. Just because
To be honest, I get the same effect on a California King.
this is fine too.
I'm like, it is nice to roll around though.
What are people saying today, Kale?
Carrot Hammer. Luca to team. Mom and dad are fighting. Let's just give them space and go fish and golf while they figure it out. You're right. You're not wrong. Actually.
Yeah, it's so true. That is what you do,
We
man.
need to flee the country.
Yeah, we need to get out of the
ASAP.
country. Slovenia really is almost exactly opposite of Los Angeles. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. We do have a cool video coming up on our channel, I think, later today. Just a little edit Kale put together of our adventures in the mountains.
Misadventures, even.
Misadventures, you might even say. I think it's a good time.
Yeah,
You might
cool.
enjoy it as
Check
well.
it out. It's fun.
We'll see you tomorrow.